accident that I had.
Wait, is that you or is that Dean?
That's me.
Really? What happened?
For the record?
I'll ask you after we turn the camera off.
Very
and
good.
You can tell me the real story.
Okay.
They fixed it. What do you want? How did I split my face up? Yeah. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, look, Harrison Ford's got scarred his chin too, all right?
Yeah, but he's Harrison Ford. So here's a true story. When the incident that shall not be named happened, let's name it Voldiscar, he actually had to act with. You're not supposed to say Voldemort, so you're not supposed to say Voldiscar. I almost scarred my face. He came to set with dots painted so that the visual effects people could make his face look like the rest of his face, all smooth like a baby's butt.
There's an ironic point to the story, or part of the story, I should say. So I went out with a friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, that we used to work.
Don't bring me into this. Don't bring me into this.
I went out with a friend of mine who used to work on the show, and he had since gone on and was working on other shows and doing other things. And he and I went out and had a couple drinks and went back to his place and
had a couple more.
And then I was like, all right, I need to go home. I went downstairs. He lived in a high-rise in downtown Vancouver. And, as I was waiting for my taxi to show up, there was a little ledge where there was like a planter, and it had just freshly rained. And not thinking, I was like, well, I'm just wasting time. I'll just hop up on the planter. And, you know what you do when you're just kind of wasting time, and you're just like, kind of strolling along, and whoop. So I decided, it was a little higher than I anticipated, and I jumped and went, oh, it was a good one. And I just hit, and I went, you gotta be kidding me. And it was just leaking, it was like a faucet of blood got turned on. So I'm like holding my chin back up, and I'm like, all right. Now what do I do? I'm not kidding, that's
You were working like, it was a Saturday night, or you were working in 2 days essentially?
I was working, I had the next day off, and then I was working the day after that. So I'm just holding my chin together. I'm like, all right, well, I don't think it's broken. There's a lot of blood. I don't think I can walk to the hospital from here. I'm pretty sure the cab driver's not gonna let me into his cab. I mean, it's just all over. So I called an ambulance and they came to pick me up, and I was like apologizing. I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. This is so anyway, the ironic point to the story is I get to set, and the visual effects department now has to put tracking marks on my face so that they can remove the pooling of blood that is now in the swelling.
It's all swollen.
I mean, I look like Jay Leno.
It was a nice change.
Yeah, I had a really nice defined chin. But the ironic part about it was the person that had taken me out was the previous head of the visual effects department.
He planned it all along.
Give the new I was at home going, suck it, boys. And so yeah, they ended up having to fix what was done. And but anyway, if the network cream doesn't work to take off the scars, we always have the visual effects department.
Thank you. Hi guys. Stop crossing your legs like that. Fine, I'll stop it. Sorry. I punched him in the face the other day.
got me. You got me. You got me good. He did. He punched me in the face the other day.
Did I get you?
I'm on.
I got you.
Shut up.
We did a scene the other day. We did a scene the other day. I was actually getting him up off the ground. Something was going on.
Oh yeah, let me reenact. I'll dodge his punch this time. Didn't know it was coming the first time.
So my intent was, so we're both getting off the ground, and my intent, brother to brother, is that I was going to grab him like this, but in reality, I saw him, and I moved to get up, and he had moved, so he's gonna dodge, but I basically did this. Oh, I just punched Jensen. All right, I gotta get back up, that's fine. The dangers of supernatural. I kick microphones. That was like a shit move. Sorry, brother.
Wouldn't have been bad if the microphone wasn't like this grid of...
Metal and spikes. I think I got you.
Yeah, that's bleeding, that's all right. Hey, look, we're in Australia.
Hey guys, we just found out that we just reached our 10 millionth like on the Facebook page. We want to say thank you. Thank you so much. We want to thank each and every one of you.
Absolutely, thank you.
10 million, 10 million one, 10 million and two.
I've had it up to here with you.
Yeah, right back at you.
Come on! Get off! Give it back! Okay, I've heard enough.
Did I tell you about the one where
I stabbed a dude in the knee?
and he almost died? Where Nias and I climbed to the top of a construction crane. Kids, don't do this. Adults, don't do this. This was years ago, I think, I don't know. I was young, let's put it that way. And a friend of mine and I thought it would be entertaining to climb one of those construction cranes in the middle of the night. This one happened to be building a 48-story apartment building. So it was roughly 52 stories high. And we climbed over the construction fence, and this was so stupid. And climbed all the way in, like, because there's ladders inside the scaffolding. Climbed all the way up to where the base meets the arm. And there's like a hatch. Well, that hatch was locked. So instead of going, well, this was a bad idea, let's turn around, we decided to climb out of the scaffolding and up and around. Now we're 500 feet in the middle of the night. No one knows we're there. And so we do it, we climb over, then we walk all the way out to the end of the arm there. We dangle our feet off the edge. Oh yeah, it's swaying. And we just sit there and just, have a conversation, just hang out for 15, 20 minutes, and then we're like, all right, let's go back. And in going back, it had started to rain a little bit. So the metal on the crane was now slick, and we had to climb outside of the scaffolding and back in. And I slipped. Luckily, my buddy Mike, who is actually no longer with us, not for that reason, had the very intelligent idea of, we found a little piece of rope up there, and he had tied it around my chest. He's like, I'm just gonna, because it's wet now, he's like, why don't you and I'll just belay you down. And I'm like, all right. So I slipped, and he literally caught me. And then I swung myself in, got in, and then he did the same. He tied it around his waist, and I held it. But that was pretty much as close to stupid death as I ever got in my life. It was after that where I was like, I don't need to do stuff like that anymore. Check that off the list. And Mom, if you're gonna see this, I'm so sorry.
So sorry.
I'm still here though.
Thank you for your question.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Right. Right. Come on.
You know what? You're awesome.
Thanks. You too, I guess.